everybody, it's me, Dr. Q. This is part 3 of our colicky horse episode. So I gave her some pain meds. So for those of you that weren't here earlier today, unfortunately we had a sick horse this morning, a colicky horse. Colic is, of course, just a catch-all name that means a stomach ache. And so this horse here that's behind me that we're about to see here in just a moment, she had a stomach ache this morning. How I knew that she had a stomach ache is because she was pawing the ground. She was breathing really heavily. She wasn't interested in eating food. She came in here and laid down in these shavings, and those are all signs of colic. And colic is really serious in horses, so you want to make sure that you get on top of that right away. And so we talked about that in the earlier videos today about what I did, which was start by separating her, removing food, and immediately beginning to monitor all of her what we call ins and outs, which is how much water she's drinking and how much she's pooping, to make sure that things are actually moving through. So I'll show you right here real quick. This is one of her poops from earlier today, and I know it's not like the most amazing thing to be looking at poop, but and also my apologies that it's in a water bucket, but if you'll notice, it's a little bit dry actually. So, and the interesting thing is that she has been drinking a lot of water today, so that is great. So I did have to go work at the hospital because I am a working veterinarian, as you guys know, besides being a trainer. But this is the girl, and so I have not been able to, this is my first time seeing her. Hi, darling. Hello. Since I left to go to work and left her with some other people to keep an eye on her today. So we separated her, we had her in here. So I just want to kind of look her over. I want to make sure she doesn't look like she's been laying down a lot today. I want to make sure she doesn't look like she's been, you know, thrashing, biting, kicking at her belly, anything like that. Those are all signs of colic and abdominal pain. I'm also going to gently feel of her belly, make sure it doesn't feel tight or tender, which it doesn't seem to be. So I'm going to look her over really well. And she's staying nice and calm and relaxed, and she's just allowing me to give her this good look-see, this good once over. So I can hear and feel that she's having good gut sounds. So that's good. So that's something that you're going to want to always check on your own horses. So I'm going to come check my water bucket and see if I can tell if she's drank a lot of water today or not. And what I really like is the fact that she's sort of following me around. So earlier today, she wasn't really doing that. Earlier today, she was going off on her own because she was not feeling well. And so to me, she looks like she's feeling better. I did give her pain meds this morning at about 7:15. It's now maybe 8:30 at night. So those pain meds wore off about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and she has stayed good so far. So here's another couple of little piles of poop. Again, looking a little bit dry. And I love how she's following me around. Girl. So I'm just going to make sure that she's going to take a treat or take some food from me. And also we have Caesar over there who's banging the gate, and we don't want to encourage that. So we have to move out of that area. And I'm also going to put a blanket on her because I think part of why she might have colicked in the first place is because it's been very, very cold here, single digits overnight. And as you might have been able to tell when we were out there, a lot of wind. And so it's pretty brutal living out here for horses. So I'm going to go see if I can get her to take a little bit of food from me and just make sure that she's eating well. So again, I don't want to give her a big, full, heavy meal. I'm not going to give her any grain or senior. I'm not going to give her any alfalfa hay. The horses have free choice grass hay out in the field, and that's all that I want her to have right now. But first, I'm just going to make sure. I'm pretty sure she's feeling great because, again, when I went to work today, I had other people that were keeping an eye on her and keeping me updated on how much water she was drinking and how she was acting. Because colic in a horse is a really serious thing. And so, and this horse again is 20 years old and she's never colicked before. And so, I wanted to make sure that we took that really seriously. And she's banging the gate. She says, "Give me another one of those treats." So she's being a little bit silly and she's being a little bit funny. So she's definitely got her personality back again. She was not doing any of these kinds of things earlier today. So I'm so glad and relieved that she's feeling better. I'm going to go ahead and put a blanket on her, and I'm going to let you guys watch how we do that. Good girl. Well, we'll see if she'll let me put a blanket on her. So here at the Rescue Ranch, again, we're a positive reinforcement facility. So the horses have a choice in everything that they do, including whether or not they want to wear a blanket. So I always just sort of approach them pretty much like this to give them a chance to think about if they really want to have this blanket on or not. And I check their behavior. Notice she's not leaving. So I'm going to take that as a sign that she's okay with me putting the blanket on. Want a blanket on, baby girl? I think you probably should have one after not feeling too good this morning, babe. Yeah, let's get a blanket on you. Yeah. I think she just thinks maybe she hopes I have more treats in my hand. Because she might be hungry because she hasn't had much to eat today. Because I didn't want her having a lot to eat. Just in case she was really sick. Worst case scenario, she might have had to have surgery. And so certainly if that's a concern or any kind of consideration, I wouldn't want her to have that. And she is a big horse. And this blanket only barely fits her. Yeah. She says, "Treats, please, treats, please." But that's okay. See if we can make this one work. She says, all right, folks, well, I'm going to take some time to adjust this blanket and make sure it fits well for her. Obviously, she's still standing here, so she's okay with having a blanket. I think she's grateful for that. I think at the end of the day that the reason that she had a little bit of a tummy ache is because she wasn't drinking enough water, because it's been extremely cold. And even with heaters in the water, it's just cold. And so she hasn't been drinking a lot. So we might want to do something like give her some hot mashes, get her to drink. I gave her some bowls of hot water this morning, or warm water, and she drank those right down. So we might want to continue to do that for a day or two until we are 100% certain that she's feeling better. But if you have questions about stomach aches in horses, colic, what to do, supplies to have on hand, when to call the vet, any questions like that, definitely leave those in the comments down below if we didn't answer them in these videos. And mostly just thank you, everybody, for your prayers and well wishes today, because I've been pretty worried about this girl all day long. And it is very wonderful to see her standing here happy and playful again and back to her normal self. And hopefully she stays that way for a long, long time. So on that note, I'm Dr. Q, here to help you maximize every single precious minute of your animal's short life, because they mean the world to us, and they don't live long enough, let's face it, no matter what. And so if you really want to maximize every moment of the time that you have, then follow along with me, subscribe, ask questions, and I'm here to help you in any way that I can. God bless everybody and have a wonderful day.